The body of Big Stone Gap, Virginia police officer Michael Chandler was escorted home this afternoon after he was shot and killed in the line of duty Saturday morning. WYMT's Zach Hawk is live in Big Stone Gap, where many first responders helped bring him home today. Zach?
Well, Steve, it was, of course, a very somber day here. But you know, over 150 first responder vehicles were on hand to escort Officer Chandler back to Big Stone Gap. Firefighters, police officers, and even members of the community gathered on roadsides between Roanoke and Big Stone Gap to pay their respects for an officer who was killed in the line of duty. A fellow officer and longtime friend remembers what a great guy he was.
Growing up, we was hunting buddies, going on hunting trips to Patrick County, and we just all family growing up, and I'm gonna miss him. And he served his community not only as a police officer, but as a firefighter as well. Served with him there for about 6 years, and he's gonna be missed by a lot.
Steve, it was heartening to see that there were about 100 officers on hand and several hundred members of the community to welcome Officer Chandler home. Live in Big Stone Gap, Zach Hawk, WYMT, Mountain News. Back to you, Steve.
Zach, thank you. And of course, a touching scene there behind Zach with his cruiser that's turned into a memorial. Certainly a sad day for that community. Now, a suspect is in the shooting, is in custody. We'll have much more on today's events tonight at 11. Hazard police are asking for your help in what they are calling a hit-and-run death investigation. It happened Friday night in front of the Double Quick on Highway 15. Officers found a man severely injured and needing to be taken to the hospital. Police gathered evidence from the scene, including a driver's side mirror that they believe came off of the car involved in the incident. Police are also looking through surveillance video. The victim later died, and his name has not been released yet. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazard Police. State Representative Derek Lewis was recently chosen to serve as an opioid policy fellow for the National Conference of State Legislatures. He'll be one of 20 state lawmakers working to combat opioid addiction and overdoses across the United States. Lewis is a Republican from Laurel County and has worked on opioid-related legislation in Frankfort. The Kentucky School Boards Association is cutting ties with its national affiliate over a controversial letter. The Lexington Herald Leader reports the national group wrote to the White House calling some of the behavior seen during parent protests acts of domestic terrorism. The group apologized for the language, but Kentucky still voted to withdraw its membership. Leaders say the letter was just another example of a, quote, pattern of dysfunction within the National School Boards Association. Well, if you're a parent, you know how important it is to provide for your children, but here in Eastern Kentucky, there is something making this difficult to do, and that's the lack of child care services. But as WYMT's Vivica Grayson reports, staff at one center in Perry County are working to address this ongoing problem.
A problem mom of two Tori Robinson knows all too well.
It's very hard to find one, and then there's waiting lists on top of waiting lists. It's very hard to get into it. It's very expensive.
A situation leading many parents to have to make a difficult decision.
And then if they have to stay home, then they're not really making enough money to provide for their kids. And if childcare wasn't available more widely, they could get a job and provide for their kids more.
But as parents ask questions, staff at the New Beginnings Daycare Center in Perry County are answering them.
We get calls daily. And I need to tell them, we have to put you on a waiting list. I don't think that all stems from just your building capacity.
Citing staffing to be the greatest concern, despite the building having a licensing capacity to host 141 children. Despite this reality, Mullins says staff are working the best they can.
It's quality child care. Not only will they be fed well and protected, but they're also learning while they're here. We have a particular curriculum we follow and a daily schedule, so it's more than a babysitting service.
And while Robinson happens to also work at the center, she says it is a wonderful environment.
It's a really good place to work. The people is really understanding. They care for your kids as much as you would. I trust them with my baby, so I mean, we have really good people here.
working to help solve a long-standing issue. In Perry County, Vivica Grayson, WIMT Mountain News.
Mullen says the need for care has actually declined a bit as some parents now work from home, but she does have concerns for when and if things return back to normal. For more information on the center, you can visit our website at WIMT.com.
After a cloudy afternoon and early evening around the mountains, some of us beginning to work those clouds on out and into a pretty nice sunset. You see from our Buffalo Mountain camera the very last vestiges of that sunset we had just a few minutes ago working through right now. A beautiful shot there from our Buffalo Mountain camera, sitting, by the way, at a chilly 43. We're already in night mode at London Corbin Airport, where they sit at just 41 degrees right now. With that sunset there in the background, a lot of us dropping into those low 40s, even some upper and middle 30s. Look at Monticello coming in at 35. Couple of showers have been trying to work through portions of the region. I would say a lot of that not reaching the ground, but it's something we'll be keeping an eye on as we head through the nighttime hours. Upper 30s tonight, partly cloudy skies turning mostly clear, and we've got some much warmer conditions on the way for later on this week. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. Families in Floyd County are using athletics to advocate for their kids with a new league focused on scoring a secure future for kids who are differently abled. WIMT's Buddy Forbes saw the league in action for its very first meeting.
A new league is leveling the playing field.
We'll just rotate the players so you're mentioning kids.
Bringing kids together.
Friends? Oh, yeah.
To kick the stigma.
They can see, you know, I can do that too.
The Special Needs League, a new team composed of around 20 kids from Floyd County who share a common puzzle piece, autism, or another sensory processing diagnosis.
You don't know if your kids are ever going to play sports. You don't know if they'll ever have that opportunity.
All searching for one thing.
Atta girl. Kick it. There you go.
Opportunity.
Whenever my daughter was born, we didn't ever think that they had told us that she wouldn't walk, let alone kick a soccer ball.
First goal of the season.
With a pack of community volunteers to coach them
And you stay right here.
and cheer them on every step of the way.
We were able to let them just score as many goals as possible.
Because reaching a goal looks a little different for every kid.
You know, you don't see this very often. There's not many opportunities, and it's a great thing to get involved with.
So the families came together as part of their local support group, seeking inclusion.
The kids had a blast. I know Chase did. He's always asking for friends, and they got out here and they had a great time.
To find a new way to celebrate every win.
To make these kids feel included is everything. You know, we say kindness matters, and everybody helping out and supporting this just makes our family and other families have so much hope for our kids.
Taking a shot at awareness and acceptance. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WIMT Mountain News.
Volunteers included family members, community leaders, students, and more. Those involved say it's refreshing to see so many people support the movement of inclusion for the future generations, seeing past the diagnosis. Kentucky's search warrant task force met in Frankfort again today. Attorney General Daniel Cameron formed the group back in January in response to the death of Breonna Taylor. The goal was to review Kentucky's warrant process completely. We have not been told specifics about what was discussed today. Today, UK kicks off the 34th Big Blue Crush blood drive against Tennessee. Two nonprofits first organized the event in 1987 to boost blood supplies ahead of the holidays. Now they are dealing with shortages because of the pandemic. You can donate at any Kentucky Blood Center location or one of KBC's mobile blood drives through Friday.
Whatever your blood type is, it's important to donate. I would tell you we don't have a robust supply of any blood type on the shelves these days, and so it's really important for everyone to come out.
Cats fans have come out on top 2 years in a row. The numbers behind the latest Wallet Hub rankings add up to some alarming conclusions about Kentucky's adults and children. Out of all 50 states in the District of Columbia, Kentucky ranks #1 for the highest percentage of obese children. Not a surprise to child health professionals specializing in obesity prevention.
lack of access to fresh fruits and vegetables at a grocery store. We call that food insecurity. There's lack of safe spaces for kids to play.
The obesity numbers are actually double for adults, and inactivity is cited as a leading cause. Kentucky leads the nation for the highest percentage of physically inactive adults. A new and safe way to walk on former railroad tracks, as paving of the old L&N Railroad Tunnel in Letcher County was recently finished. WYMT's Chas Jenkins tells us what this could mean for the community.
Getting involved. Completing a decades-long project.
We've been trying to figure out ways that we can be more supportive of direct economic development, community development in Whitesburg, Eastern Kentucky, Southwest Virginia, really even.
Paving the more than 100-year-old L&N Railroad Tunnel, streamlining the Tanglewood Trail.
A lot of local people use it, and we've noticed more recently, since we've been advertising more about getting finished a little more, there's been tourists down here walking around.
Breathing a sigh of relief, finishing a major accomplishment.
Bigger things are possible, right? I think that's one thing that I want to take away from this is it's been little steps that have gotten bigger, and now we've been able to pave this section, and then thinking about connecting this section to the next section and on up to Pine Mountain Trail.
Made possible through a $25,000 grant, trying to match it.
If anybody wants to support, this work and kind of continuing it, you can check it out at appleshop.org/Tanglewood, and there's a little more information about how you can sponsor this trail.
Seeing great community support with people already walking the tunnel.
And we have people telling us, thank you, or how beautiful it is every time we get a new bridge done, or this paving project. It's all been very positive, and people are really happy to have a cleaner, easier way to get places.
Looking towards the future for the mountains. In Letcher County, Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Green says they will have a ribbon cutting ceremony for the tunnel on December 10th.
Well, if you like today, we have more sunshine where this came from and warmer temperatures too. I'll have the breakdown on Future View straight ahead.
And we take you to London, where Christmas lights are going up to help raise money to buy gifts for kids in need.